Having a huge focus on your customers is one of the key things in trying to implement such a radical innovation. So the product is essentially an autonomous robot that we use to map a field. The robot then generates a set path around the field, and it essentially goes around this path and seeds the seeds in very specific location. So it basically takes care of this entire process that would otherwise contain a lot of manual labor.
Farmdroid contacted us in autumn 2020, and their goal was to improve their robot's usability and increase their value from the end user perspective. Firstly, we created an MVP. We were strictly limited by the time because we needed to finish it before the start of the sowing season. So at the very beginning, we needed to choose the tech stack that would allow the app to scale up quickly. Then, a few months after the MVP release, the client returned to us with user stories and feedback that helped us identify areas for development and design improvements.
At the beginning, the product we got developed from Merix was a radical change to how our users used our product. The former product we used was basically a text message system where people could message a robot and say start or stop. So suddenly going from that to a hugely intuitive and visual interface where people could monitor and access their robots, it was a radical change.
And that's why user centricity was at the core of our cooperation with Farmdroid. Every feature we've implemented was focused on delivering additional value to end users, in this case, farmers. The client provided us with users' desires and pain points. Additionally, at the beginning of the project, we've conducted a scoping session that helped us dig deeper into the farming industry, track different user flows, and define technical requirements for the software.
One thing that determined the tech stack we used was the fact that we dealt with an IoT product. Farmdroid communicates with the web app via an MQTT protocol. With this in mind, we made a front-end wrapper that talked with Farmdroid's hardware and used React hooks for fetching and sending data in real time.
The developments from here on out will be more incremental. And it's the same thing we see with our product. Like you reach a point where you have your foundation set, and that foundation, bringing that in the first place, is a huge change. But after that, you start building on the foundation, so you make small but really valuable changes.
An important feature was integration with Google Maps, as one of the main values of the app is the remote management of the robot and its path. We match satellite views with Leaflet and Pixie.js for drawing the field on canvas. Users reported that this map module at the MVP stage used to crash the app sometimes if it was running for too long. We rewrote it and its performance improved significantly. At the MVP stage, we used Next.js and Redux for implementing the admin panel. It needed to handle an application for multiple users with varying access rights. At the second step of our cooperation, we updated the tech stack with TypeScript and improved the app architecture. It made the implementation of the new feature much easier for us.
When it comes to UX and UI, we focused on coherence. Our main UX challenge was to add new features without changing the current structure of the app and its interaction logic. We wanted to improve the user experience of the interface, for example, by redesigning the droid's detail page. Then we could focus on all the features that were introduced into the admin panel. New statuses, tabs, filters, all of these features were designed with attention to consistency across the entire app. Thanks to this approach, we minimalized the design depth and increased software usability.
We have no doubts that this is a revolutionary product in the farming industry. We are glad that Farmdroid chose Merixstudio as a partner in its development.